Welcome to the Loan Analytics Stress Test Analysis video using the LA Simulate STA application. During this video, you will learn how to use the LA Simulate ST application to compile your 3-year stress test analysis. We will now go to the application. Type in the report name, the name of your association, capital, general allowance, specific allowance, risk-adjusted assets, and the percent of unfunded commitment to be used in your allowance calculation. We'll click Setup, PD segment, enter the name of your top 6 segments along with the corresponding industry code. You may group codes by selecting the group number. PD risk, enter the name of your PD ratings along with the corresponding probability of default percents. You may select to exclude the top 3 ratings in the analysis. PD cards, enter the weight and attributes for your 6 cards. You may select current ratio or working capital to AGI for liquidity. You may select CDRC, CDSCR, FCCR, or DTI for your capacity. You'll need to enter the range of business revenue, wages and salary, efficiency ratio, and return on asset for each of the segments, industries that you have selected. Click Setup, LGD segment, enter the name of your top 5 collateral segments along with your corresponding collateral codes. Once again, you can group, if you have more collateral codes, you can group those codes with the top 5 codes. LGD risk, enter the name of your LGD ratings along with the corresponding loss given default percents. LGD cards, enter the range of your LGD ratings, loan to value, for each of the LGD ratings for each of your different collateral types. Go back to the main screen. Once set up, you'll import your data extract in. Find your extract, double click on it, and import the extract in. You will then need to simulate the portfolio. Click Simulate and say yes. After the portfolio is simulated, you can click the STA button, click PD stress, and enter your 3 years stress test analysis scenarios for year 1, year 2, and year 3. You can enter the percent fixed rate debt for year 1, year 2, and year 3. You can enter the magnitude for year 1, year 2, and year 3. Once entered, you can select to create extract with processing. It'll create another workbook to document the stress scenarios for year 1, year 2, and year 3, and also will document or create a copy of your scorecards that you use in the analysis. I'll click PD matrix. It'll ask, do you want to refresh PD stress scenarios? I will say yes. Showing the migration for year 1, year 2, and year 3. I'll click the STA button, and it will show the change in the general allowance for year 1, year 2, year 3. Click LGD stress. You'll enter the LGD stress for year 1, year 2, year 3. Magnitude, we'll use 100% here. You can choose the same as what you used in the PD stress. I'll say yes to document. Click LGD matrix. Say yes, I do want to refresh the data. Showing the migration of my LGD ratings. Click STA and show the change in the allowance or expected loss based upon the LGD stress. Click growth. You can enter the growth for year 1, year 2, year 3. Enter the projected runoff. It'll tell you the maximum runoff for year 1, 2, and 3, so you don't run off more than what's in the portfolio. Enter your average LGD percents for the new growth put on for year 1, year 2, year 3. Enter the risk weighting of the growth and the risk weighting of the runoff. This is used to calculate the denominator in your permanent capital ratio, the weighted assets of the growth and runoff. Click STA. You can see the growth and the runoff and the net change in the portfolio. You can make adjustments to the allowance or the charge-off. You can put a negative adjustment. We're going to say there's going to be recoveries made. We can put a positive adjustment, increasing the charge-off, identifying maybe there's going to be fraud that we don't recognize through this analysis. You can enter your projected earnings before provision for year 1, year 2, and year 3. And we can see that the capital ratio changes as we enter the earnings. You can project your patronage if you're going to project patronage for year 1. Additional bank stock if you're going to transfer stock to the bank funding bank. You can make an addition to your allowance. And I'm just going to copy this over so that you can see that if I pay patronage out or transfer stock, those capital ratios will go down. If I project additional allowance to be held, my capital will go down. Once that's completed, I can print this analysis out or click extract to create a copy of this analysis. And we can scroll down and we can see with this stress, we're taking acceptable from 97 down to 60% the third year. The capital ratio goes to 10.3%. That's the analysis that can be compiled. Let's say we want to do a reverse stress and see what it would take to get that 10.393% down to maybe 7 something. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the PD stress and we're going to say, what if that third year we're going to take 30% reduction in the non-current assets. So we're saying the assets are going to go down not 10% the third year, but 30%. We're also going to apply this to the LGD stress, and we're going to apply a 30% reduction in the collateral values the third year. I'm going to click on LGD stress and take that minus 30%. Apply that for all of them. We'll zero that out. So the first 2 years we got a 12% reduction and a 30% reduction the third year. So we got about a 42% reduction of collateral over the 3-year period. I'll click STA and refresh the scenario. And now we can see with the 42% reduction in collateral over 3 years, we're getting down to about 7.76% capital ratio that third year out. That's just an example of a reverse stress where you can go and start dialing down that collateral value to a point where you're seeing that capital ratio reach the minimum capital ratio for regulatory standards. I'm going to click main. Thank you for joining me with this video.